Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at part 3 of our 7 video micro tutorial. In this video we're going to be taking a look at split micro. If you haven't checked out the first two videos, I highly recommend you do so before watching this one, because the hit and run micro and the stop micro are both significantly easier to pull off than the split micro. But without further ado, let's run right into it. Alright, so to understand the split micro, you first have to understand what exactly it is we're doing. So you have a group of 20 crosses here, and let me
Yay,
go ahead and demonstrate. When you
yay,
usually move your units, they're going to be
equivalent.
in the default formation, which is the line formation. Now, to perform the split micro, we're actually going to have to
Yes,
combine the line formation with this flank formation. And we're going to do it in the
yes,
following way. We're going to move
equivalent.
in line formation, and as soon as we want to do the
Yay,
split, we're going to click the flank
fatal.
formation. So they're going to split, and
Fight,
then click the line
equivalent.
formation
Yay,
shortly after. So if done
yes,
quickly, it's going to look like this.
fight, equivalent. Yes, fight, yes,
And you can do as many times
fatal.
as you want, as
Yes,
long as your units are
fatal,
moving.
fatal,
Alright, so what's the purpose of
fatal.
this? So the idea is as you're
Yay,
moving in a group, you're able to
equivalent.
split and
Fatal,
dodge any incoming projectile so that it lands in the middle, and then you take your shot and then you
fatal.
regroup and repeat
Yay,
that process until
fatal.
you're
Fight.
dodging all their shots. However, you may be wondering how this fares against the melee units, and the simple answer is it just doesn't work. You can't dodge any melee hits, and splitting up your army has very little benefit. So I would recommend only using this technique versus range units and siege, such as scorpions and mangonels. Alright, so let's
Yes,
go ahead and
yes,
demonstrate versus this
yes,
one unit,
yes,
and I'm going to see how many
equivalent. Yay, yes,
projectiles I can
yes,
actually dodge.
equivalent.
So I'm going to
Yay,
push him in line
fight.
formation and then just split
Yay,
as soon as he fires,
fatal.
and keep repeating
Yay,
that process while maintaining a
equivalent.
safe distance. If
Yes,
done right, he'll never hit me,
equivalent.
and I'll be
Fight,
able to take my shot
fight,
in between
fatal,
and just split away.
fatal,
So as you guys
equivalent.
can see there, I took
Fight,
no damage, and I dodged about 6 or 7 bolts from him. And obviously this is a little bit of an easier scenario because he's only one unit and I've got 20. However, you guys get the basic idea, in which if you do this right, you can dodge pretty much anything as long as you see it coming and you're able to react to it. So let's go take a look at the scenarios I have. So I've got 20 versus 20 crossbows like normal. However, instead of having the 12 knights, I've swapped them out for 2 scorpions because, like I said, this technique doesn't work against melee units at all. And then finally you have those 2 mangonels, which is the most common practice of split micro, is versus the mangonels. So again, let's
equivalent.
hop
Yes,
right into this 20 versus
equivalent.
20.
Yay, yes, yes, equivalent.
So it's
Yes,
a little bit
yes,
difficult against
yay,
AI
yes.
because they're going to go ahead and
Fatal. Yes,
fire
yay.
at different times with their army.
Fatal, fatal,
However, I
fatal.
will use
Fight, fight,
the split micro as
fatal.
effectively as I
Equivalent.
can
Yes,
to try and
equivalent.
dodge
Fight.
as many
Yes,
bolts as
yay.
possible.
Yes, fatal. Yay. Fatal, fatal, fatal. Fatal, 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 fatal. Yes, yes. Fatal, 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 fatal. Fatal, fatal, yes, fatal, yes, fight. Fatal, fatal, yes, fatal, yes, equivalent. Fatal, 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 yes,
And there we go.
fight.
So went ahead and won that fight, but we ended up only surviving with 12 or with 11 units, excuse me. So as you guys can see, the split micro is not very effective against 20 on 20 fights, and only in this scenario where your opponent is not actually focus firing, but rather they're just letting their army fight with the regular, regular AI micro. So if you've got a player in real life that does this, so like an online player who just uses the patrol command, you're not going to be able to use the split micro against them. So I'd recommend you guys just stick to the stop micro for these scenarios. Let's go ahead and move on to the
Equivalent,
scorpions,
yay,
and
yes,
this one is a little
equivalent,
bit
yes,
more
yes,
effective
yes,
because the
yay,
scorpions fire
yay, yes,
slow and predictable, and in low
equivalent,
numbers
yay,
you're able to dodge their
equivalent, equivalent,
projectiles
yay,
and just finish
yay,
them off. So I'm
equivalent,
going to push
yes,
them, split with the flank
fight.
formation, shoot, and then
Fatal,
regroup to dodge them again,
fight.
and then split, bam,
Fatal, 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 yay,
walk,
fatal,
split.
fatal,
And notice how I can continue this
fatal,
endlessly. And near the
fatal,
end there, I just split a small group. So instead of regrouping both of my groups together against just one scorpion, I ended up just splitting the smaller group, and I did that by just instead of selecting the whole group and clicking the split formation or the flank formation, I just did that with
yay,
one
fatal,
group, with a smaller
yes,
group. And so there you go. I was able to dodge their projectiles, and no harm was done.
yay,
Let's take a
Yes.
look at the Mangonel micro now. This is
Yes.
very similar,
Equivalent.
however the stakes are a bit higher,
Equivalent.
because if
Batal.
I do mess up, then I'm going to lose a lot more than just a couple HP on my crossbows. I will actually lose several of them, because the Mangonel shots do quite a bit of
Ready.
damage.
Equivalent.
So let's go
Equivalent.
ahead and
Yay.
approach them in a line
Equivalent.
formation,
Equivalent. Yay.
and I'm going to
Yay.
split as soon as they
Yes.
shoot.
Yes.
I'm going to see
Yay.
if I'm going to
Yes.
be able to dodge them
Equivalent.
here.
Yay.
Mangonel
Batal.
shoot, I'm going to split,
Batal.
shoot, and I'll split
Yay.
the smaller
Equivalent.
groups.
Fight. Batal. Yes. Yay. Equivalent. Batal. Yes. Batal.
There you
Batal.
go. And it was a little messy there. I ended up losing two of my crossbows because I wasn't very careful. But the idea is really the same. You're going to approach the mangonels, split to dodge the first shot, shoot the mangonel, and then wherever it aims, so at whichever
Mandatum.
small group, you're just going to
Mandatum.
go ahead and split that group once again. So as you can see, it takes a little bit of practice, and if you do mess up like myself, you're going to take a little bit of damage, and it could be, it could cost you quite a bit. So I'd recommend you guys practice this a lot before, pulling it off in a real game. However, if you do get the hang of it, it's going to be very effective at microing versus mangonels or scorpions or any group of archers that is being used to single target your crossbows. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something about the split micro. Join me tomorrow for another episode. I think tomorrow we're going to be covering formations such as the box formation and the staggered formation, and a little bit of secrets regarding the line formation as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.